So you know when you're going along and you're super excited because you're about to go on a holiday. You book a cruise, you get your bags, you're ready to go. You get your ticket, but you don't bother to flip through the tiny print that's on the back of the ticket. Well, let me tell you something, right? Let me share with you a story about a guy who did just that and the legal roller coaster he ended up on. Check this out. I think you'll find it interesting. So we have a guy, his name's Mr. Fay, and he books his dream cruise. He's ready to go off into the Greek islands. He gets his booking done in Sydney, but he picks up his actual cruise ticket later on, when he goes to Athens. So now here's where it gets spicy. This is the interesting bit, because the tiny clause on the ticket? Well, this particular ticket says something like, got a problem? You got to deal with it in the Greek courts only. Surprise! So Mr. Fay probably thought at the time, no big deal, I'm on vacation. And bam, Mr. Fay got injured. That happened during the cruise. So when he goes back to Sydney, he decides to start legal proceedings against the cruise company. But the company's like, Remember the tiny clause, the one about any legal actions? The way they have to be brought exclusively in Greek courts? Oh yeah, Mr. Fay goes. But here's the deal. The contract itself, it was already formed in Sydney. It was formed through an exchange order for the cruise ticket. And it was where the contractual arrangements, like the booking, the payment, the details of the contractual and the agreement that was formed, where they actually took place. So, all right, let's break this down. When they made the deal, every promise and every detail they agreed on, it mattered big time. Where they shook hands, what they agreed upon, the steps in the agreement process, all of it played a huge role in figuring out where this whole legal drama would play out. So, why did it end up in the High Court, you ask? Great question. Because it wasn't your everyday small claim. We're talking about a clash of laws between countries here. A real head scratcher. A big legal dispute in legal terms. And it wasn't just about a cruise gone wrong, no. It was about setting the record straight on some pretty complex but really important international law stuff. It was a real big deal for our legal system here in Australia, and we had to untangle it. So it's a massive heads up for us all in business, because it's not just about the fine print. It's about knowing when and where your contract really starts. Because, if you're throwing in some last minute clauses, if you want to use fine print, well, think again. Especially terms that attempt to limit liability. If they're unfair is another factor, but also you got to remember that contract terms might just bounce back. So in short, guys, let's get real about our contracts. Understand them. Know where they're made. Read the fine print. It's not just paper. It's not just a document. It's actually your safety net in the business world. So stay smart, stay informed, and as always, choose the terms of your contracts wisely. Make sure you're ahead of the game, you get your deals done right.